imagination with the healing garden. I needed to decompress. Daniel, switch the lights around. That's not going to work. Thank you. Maybe it will. I need natural light. That's what I need. Oh, but the natural light blinds me. Just give me a minute. Can you pull that one over there? I look all grainy. Eventually, I will have a proper light set up in a whole studio. Yeah, much better. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. At this time of the day, every day, the sunlight just pours in through the windows and it streaks and I get blinded. So I close the drapes, but then I don't have enough light to do the videos and it comes out grainy and it drives me crazy. So thank you for sitting through my technical difficulties. I decompressed, pondered, thought, reflected inward. And then I just sat back and I accepted the shift. And every time I feel an emotion, I analyze it because that's what I do. And I just sat there and went, okay, what feelings are these? I feel acceptance. And then, what is acceptance? And I thought about all the times I didn't accept. I analyzed why I resist. And then intuition popped off with her mouth. You resist because you don't believe. And I went, when we feel resistance, when we manifest, that's supposed to be a measure to show us how much we don't believe. And then I realized what it is you guys are trying to do when you manifest. And then I looked at what I do at Triadic Healing and I went, son of a bitch! It's the same thing. So when you manifest when you holistically manifest, you basically use cognitive conditioning to change, to basically, you're gaslighting your subconscious mind. There. When you are holistically manifesting with the constant repetition, you are conditioning your subconscious mind. You are gaslighting your subconscious mind. It's quite manipulative, which is why a lot of times it doesn't work for a lot of people. Which is why you just don't believe it, is because that's why you resist it. Because if you truly believe that manifestation works, then you know the thing you are resisting is in fact the thing you've asked for. Why are you resisting it? If you believe that what's coming to you is the thing you've asked for, and it's because you don't believe in manifestation. So you resist it because you don't believe. And that's when I realized what you guys are trying to do is just change out the belief in your cognitive core, which is what Triadic Healing does, except I go about it differently. What I was doing was, for the purpose of curing mental illness, I was locating the belief that was causing the said perspective, and I was then removing it using logic and formal debate. And then I was plugging in two replacement beliefs in place of the toxic one. And then I believed it because I internalized it, because I went to the core. So when I do psychological manifestation, I'm doing the same thing. I am doing exactly the same thing. It is your belief that manifests. It is you believing it that manifests. It doesn't matter what you believe. You can believe anything. You're a god. You can believe whatever you want and it will be. Because you're a god. But you got to believe it all the way through you. We're not pretending to be gods. We are the gods. Now that is a belief that is held since the 7th perspective. I got into the 7th perspective and I went, oh, holy shit, we are the gods. 8th perspective rolled around and I went, nope, we are still the gods. I couldn't figure out if we were the one true God, if we, all of us combined, were the one true God, or if there was one true God out there somewhere monitoring all of this and we were the lesser gods. I'm going to let you figure that out when you get here. And then you tell me, and then we'll have a debate and we'll discuss it. Second perspectives are not going to like that. They're going to call that blasphemy. And I suppressed a lot of my thoughts because of the second perspective. And I went, no, sorry, second perspective needs to grow. And if they can't grow, they really should not be dabbling around in the 9th perspective. They have no business being here. This is like 5th perspective and higher. Yeah, it really needs to be like if you aren't in the 5th perspective or aspiring to be in the 5th perspective, you're not going to be okay with a lot of the material that we cover here because you aren't ready for it. Because you have to give up your God and your religion. And you have to give up your traditions. And then you have to give up yourself. And then you have to give up all law and order. Then you have to give up your ignorance. You have to give up your ignorance. Welcome to stage 5. And you have to decide what's important to you, growth or comfort. Because that's the deciding factor. 5th perspectives can choose if they are going to be foundationals, which is fine, or if they are going to go on to become cultivators or visionaries, which is fine. But they have to choose. Or they can stay in this 5th perspective without a decision being made. A lot of them do that too, and that's okay. There's going to come to a point where you realize that every perspective is okay, that there is no competition, that either people think like you because they're in the same perspective, or they're just in a different perspective. And suddenly, conversations go like this. Well, that's not how I view it. Oh, well, how do you view it? Do. Oh, you must be in this perspective. I see. All right, I understand. That makes sense. Okay. Well, what perspective are you in? Well, I'm in the 9th. This is where my perspective is. Oh, yeah, I haven't gotten there yet. No, you have not. And that's okay. That's how conversations will go in the future. Isn't that lovely? I'm waiting for it. It already happens here in my house. It already happens here in my house. I'll go out with somebody, and after 30, 40 minutes of hanging out with them, they're talking like me, and we're, oh, that's just your, oh, that's how we're different. That's how we're similar. We're just in different perspectives. All right, peace to you. And there's no competition because we suddenly understand what we are. And it's like, oh, I get it now. But seriously, if you don't believe it, then you're going to resist it. Because we associate pain with the unknown future coming in. We associate pain with choice. God, I love being back to me. Pain equals choice. That's one of the toxic beliefs inside of our head. Change equals pain. The unknown equals pain. And these are the toxic beliefs. That's the problem. You have to change these toxic beliefs to change your mindset about anything. Once you identify what kind of toxic beliefs you're actually dealing with, it changes the game completely. I need to write up a whole list of all of the fears, all of the actual problems that we're dealing with. And then when you see them, you'll just go, oh, wow. Like, you'll see it. The whole thing just maps right out beautifully, and then you can understand, oh, I'm just over here. Oh, I understand now. I am a projector of the fifth perspective. Oh, okay. And that is finding your coordinates, which is something I offer in my Healing Garden Plan, which I have. Grab the link below if you want to know more about that. And that's just it. That is it right there, over and over again. You have to believe it. You have to believe it like a child believes their own make-believe. And when was the last time you did that? And then you have all these other emotions that are such a huge part of manifestation. Like the stages of manifestation. You start off with determination. Well, you start off with desire, and then it becomes determination. That's why you claim it. That's determination. Confidence is a consequence of it. And then I realized the whole time that what you're really doing is you're giving orders to tell them. You're just placing the order. You are just placing the order. That is the role here. You know, this is the way the conversation went between intuition and myself. You don't believe it. And she said, all you're doing is placing an order. All you're doing is telling me what you want so I can run and get it for you. But you got to believe that that's what's happening. I said, so how do I know what's coming to me? Identity wants it. I'm just running and taking errands. Well, identity wants boom, boom, boom. And I went through like 3 things right off the top of the head. And she went, okay, done. Done. She went, yeah. So the power is actually in identity. The power is between identity and I. Intuition is a consequence. The universe bringing it to you is a consequence. That's what you're missing. That's the perspective shift. You need to be looking at the cart before the horse. You're actually not putting the cart before the horse. You're actually driving the horse. So yeah, it's very much identity just wants. That's all of it. And to know what you want, or to get what you want, you just say it, you believe it. Literally treat identity like a spoiled little child. Not too much. You want that? All right, we're going to get you that. You want that pony? We're going to get you that pony. All right, we're going to go ahead and get it for you. But it's the control that's the problem. When you try and use manifestation to manipulate, oh, that's a different energy, and you get shut off. That's why it doesn't work. That's why they're like, and it's so funny because then you'll sit there and like, there are people who will reshape the words and change the words, and it's because you're manipulating the energy. You don't get to play with the energy if you manipulate it. That's not the point. You've missed the point. You don't get to manipulate or control. You cannot control and believe at the same time. People who control, take it from a BDSM mistress, people who control don't believe. That's why they control. So you can't have both. You cannot sit there and say, oh, I believe in manifestation, and then try and control it. No, you don't. If you controlled it, if you believed it, you wouldn't try to control it. You'd relax. But again, there's putting the cart before the horse. It's, oh, I'm relaxed, so relaxing must be it. Relaxing is a consequence. Relaxing is not. You've got to reverse psychology this. You've got to think of it backwards. It's identity going, I want a pony. And you go, you're going to get that pony. You'll get that pony. I'll get that pony for you. And then you just chill because you're going to get that pony for her. Go get the pony for her. Thank you. That was manifestation. It's just the wanting. It's allowing yourself to open up the emotion and just accept the feeling of wanting. It's the make-believe. It's the imagination of you on the pony and doing whatever it is that you want in life. And it's just this. But you have to be willing to surrender control. A lot of people are not willing to do that. We are given, in the very first perspective, our caregiver and said, you have your caregiver. And she's going to control the situation. Because you don't believe in X. And that information passes over to the second perspective when we grow. I don't think I can handle it, is what you're saying. I can't handle it. I need a caregiver. That's first perspective. I can't handle it, says second perspective. I need a God. I need a community. I need a religion. Third perspectives. I can't handle it. And I got to figure shit out. Fourth perspectives. I can't handle it. But no, actually, I think third perspectives have the inflated ego of, oh, I can handle it. And then they find out that they can't. Not yet. They're not ready. Fourth perspective jumps in and says, I can handle, all right, I can't handle it. I need law and order. Now, fifth perspective says, I can handle it. Yeah, I can handle it. But we're pulled. No, we can't. Yes, I can handle it. And we're inconsistent. I can handle it. No, I can't handle this. Which is why we toggle between the different perspectives. Sixth perspective says, I can handle it if I have a community. I can handle it if I have help. They found the loophole, but they're getting there. Seventh perspectives say, I can handle it. I can handle it. Eighth perspectives say, I can handle it. And I need to clean up my act a little bit. Ninth perspectives say, oh, I can handle it. I can handle it now. So that's really what it comes down to. Can you handle it or not? Do you believe you can handle it? Can you handle losing everything that was ever important to you? Can you handle losing everyone you love more than anything in the world? Can you handle complete and total loss? Can you handle anything the universe throws at you? No matter what. Can you handle change? Because it's going to happen a lot. Can you handle the unknown? Because it's going to be everywhere. Can you handle pain? Can you handle suffering? This is what you start to encounter when you go through stages 6, 7, and 8. As you go through all of these, you go through a loneliness and suffering and loss. You go through hell. And then you realize you can handle it. And that's when you stop controlling. That right there is when control ends. If any of this resonated with you and you want to know more, go ahead and click on the link below and talk to me. Let me know which part of this conversation resonated with you, and I will be in touch. Thank you so much, and may the kindest of words always find you.